There is a German automotive supplier, a large one, the kind that makes components for most of the major manufacturers, where a pricing calculation runs every time a quote goes out to a customer. The logic for that calculation was written by a consultant in 2007. It lives inside a SAP enhancement, which lives inside a custom ABAP function module, which is called by a user exit in a standard SAP transaction. The consultant left the company in 2009. Nobody has touched the code since because it works, and because the one person who understood it enough to change it safely moved to a different role in 2015. This story is not unusual. Variants of it exist in almost every large enterprise that has run SAP for more than a decade. Welcome back to the Language Foundry podcast. I am Luigi Rondanini, and this is episode 4. We have talked about COBOL, about SAS, and about what automated transpilation looks like in practice. Today I want to talk about ABAP, Advanced Business Application Programming, and why the SAP Modernization question is becoming one of the most consequential technology decisions that large enterprises are making right now. Let me start with some numbers. SAP is used by approximately 400,000 organizations worldwide. It processes an estimated 87% of global commerce. The Fortune 500 are almost universally SAP customers. When you book a flight, when a supermarket reorders stock, when a pharmaceutical company runs a batch in its manufacturing execution system, when a bank generates a financial statement, the underlying ERP transaction is almost certainly running through SAP. And almost every large SAP installation has customisations written in ABAP. ABAP was developed by SAP in the 1980s as a proprietary language for programming inside the SAP environment. It is tightly integrated with the SAP runtime, the ABAP application server, the ABAP dictionary where data types and database tables are defined, the SAP workbench where development happens. Unlike COBOL or RPG, you do not write ABAP in a text editor and compile it separately. You write it inside SAP, you activate it inside SAP, and it runs inside SAP. This integration is both ABAP's strength and the source of a great deal of migration complexity. The strength is productivity. ABAP programs can reference SAP database tables by name, use the ABAP data dictionary for automatic field type resolution, call standard SAP function modules with a clean interface, and leverage the full ABAP object model for structured development. For an organization doing SAP customization work, ABAP is extremely efficient. The language knows where it lives. The runtime provides everything it needs. The migration complexity arises from the same source. An ABAP program that calls a standard SAP function module, that reads from a standard SAP table, that uses a standard SAP class, all of those dependencies are SAP-specific. You cannot simply extract the ABAP logic and run it outside the SAP environment without addressing each dependency explicitly. But here is the thing. Not all of it is SAP dependent. The business logic, the pricing rules, the allocation algorithms, the approval hierarchies, the calculation methods, that logic exists independently of SAP's runtime environment. It uses SAP APIs as a delivery mechanism. It does not require SAP to implement the underlying business rules. This distinction is essential to understanding what automated transpilation can do. We are not trying to reproduce the SAP environment in Python. We are extracting the business logic from the ABAP and expressing it in Python with SAP-specific API calls replaced by documented stubs and a quarantine ledger entry that tells you exactly what each stub is, why it was stubbed, and what you need to provide to make it complete.